in every sacred space. Heart of God on mountaintops crowned with mist and in museums filled with wonder. In tents pitched by singing brooks and in theaters filled with laughing children. In every sacred space and in all the ordinary neighborhoods, you are with us, listening to us, hearing us, answering us, and we do not lose heart. Good morning, it's Lon. I'm preparing to preach for Sunday, and I'm in our sacred space, one of our churches here, St. Mary's on Culture Avenue. And this coming Sunday, the 22nd of February, rather than two services in the Parish of Central Saanich, as there usually is, this Sunday there's one service. It's at 10 a.m. Reason being, we're having our annual general meeting following the worship service. There'll be a quick finger food lunch and then into the church again, and we hold this annual general meeting. And I hold before you the documents that are used, and I've asked God to bless these documents as more than just paper with numbers and reports on them, but actually as forward-looking theological statements that are guiding our church in what we will do in 2026 and what God would have us do, actually. So back to our sacred space for just a moment, and this could get a bit shaky, but I'm going to give you a little bit of a tour of the space here at St. Mary's. Behind me, you see the candles. If I hold this up, you see the altar with the purple and with the wooden cross. We transform everything from the brass shiny stuff to the wooden crosses and whatnot for Lent. Of course, one of our great features you see behind me here is the clear glass window. We call it our stained glass window. It looks straight out into nature, straight out into the trees behind the church. Sorry if it's a little more shaky now, but I just wanted you to see some of these things. So there is the altar. Over here in the corner, we have what's called our ombre and our perpetual light. The perpetual light signifies that Christ is present with us. In fact, in this ombre, the box directly behind me, we have, sorry, I'm trying to get positioned here. We have the sacred elements, bread and wine that would have been consecrated last week or Wednesday, and they're held for outside communion to hospitals or home visits. And so there's always something on hand. And the red light being on signifies that Christ is present in our midst. As we move in this direction, we see a couple other things. You see our Paschal candle, which we're a little bit ahead on seasonally speaking, because that really becomes predominant more at Easter. We also see down here our baptismal font. The baptismal font is, of course, used for any baptisms that we may do in the parish. So as you can see, this lid comes off, the water is down in there, and when someone is baptized, we do it in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, obviously. There's our other wooden cross, our hymn board. There's a better shot of the Paschal candle. Paschal candle is used at Easter to signify the resurrection. It's also used at funerals and memorial services to signify the resurrection as well. As I stroll across, you will see the pulpit. Not the scariest place in the church, but it's interesting, and some of us are preaching from time to time, not from the pulpit so much anymore, but I still use it quite a bit. It's well designed, and we again have the purple color on it signifying Lent. This coming Sunday is the first Sunday in Lent, so a significant Sunday in the life of the church. And so as we study Matthew's Gospel, chapter 4, we're going to learn about the temptations of Jesus. And please, it's quite a bit different than the Hollywood temptations. It's much more, I would say, deeper, and it really digs into the forces of good versus evil in not a simplistic and dualistic way, but in a way that we as human beings search through our own Lenten journey for what it is that's significant and important in our lives. Down here we have one of the musical instruments that's used in the life of our church, and that is the piano. As you can see, it's a beautiful piano, and upstairs we also have an organ. I'm going to walk across let's see, get it right here. Just walk sort of across the church to show you some view of our pews. There's what we look out to on Sunday mornings as we preach and preside and enjoy the bread and the wine together. I think that's probably enough of our tour. I might have done it with the phone. It might have been smoother for you, but I just thought it would be interesting for you to see our sacred space. Sometime I'll do it at St. Stephen's when you can see the space there, which is substantially different, but we as a parish use both spaces and use them in a shared context, and it's one parish to worship locations, I think is the best way to put it. So this Sunday, as we dig into the scriptures, as we engage in our Lenten journey, many of us had ash on our foreheads yesterday for Ash Wednesday. What does it all signify? It signifies going deep with God, appreciating the relationship we have with God, and trusting that God is with us wherever we may be, through the deep and dark valleys and through the joyous and momentous occasions. So thanks be to God, and each of you, I pray this day that you would have a great Lenten journey, and that God would be with you, and you would experience the beautiful coming together of joy and other feelings. And if you're out there and you're going through difficult stuff, reach out to someone. If it's me, fine. If it's someone else in your life, if you're in a different province or whatever, wherever you are, though, you can reach out and make sure that you get the help that you need and talk to the people that you need, because God's here to take care of us. Sometimes God provides angels of care in our lives, and sometimes we have to drop our pride and be willing to ask for help and listen and wait on God. Thank you, my friends, and travel with God this day and always.